Hello everyone. Today, my teammate Ryan and I will be presenting our final project proposal focused on solving Grab's data and cybersecurity challenges. As Grab continues to scale rapidly across Southeast Asia, it faces growing complexity in how data is integrated, maintained, and secured. This is our agenda for today. First, we'll be focused on introduction of Grab as a company. We will also be talking about the issues that they face and the key causes. We will also be proposing an IT asset, which is focused on MDM, Master Data Management, and doing an analysis. We are also focused on the internal and external threats, the mitigation strategies, which involve zero trust architecture and more, as well as the limitations and also the conclusion. Now, we focus on the introduction. Grab is a Southeast Asian's leading super app offering services, which includes ride-hailing, food delivery services, e-wallet, and more. As a company like Grab, they are able to scale, meaning that it would encounter major data management issues. And so this presentation basically looks into one of the key challenges, which is data integration and, of course, quality control as well. Now we focus on the issue. Grab's ecosystem encompasses various services, which includes ride-hailing, food delivery, and digital payments, which each generates diverse data types. Data quality, however, could be impacted when attempting to integrate these type of data types and also integrating these heterogeneous data sources, while also ensuring that data quality is considered to be a very difficult and complex task. So, we are looking at the key causes now. There are three types of key causes. One is the heterogeneous data sources, which is the diversity in data formats, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured, which complicates integration efforts. Next, we look into data quality issues, which is basically a common problem, which includes missing values, redundancies, inconsistencies when it comes to the data. So for instance, if there's missing data, it can result from sensor errors or transmission faults, while inconsistency may arise from the lack of standardized data governance. And finally, scalability concerns. Traditional data integration methods may not scale effectively with velocity and volume of data that is generated by Grab as a company. Now, we look at the master data management. So poor data integration and quality can lead to inaccurate analytics, which is affecting decision-making processes and, of course, customer satisfaction. To strategically mitigate data integration and quality control challenges, this is where we propose Master Data Management, which is also known as MDM, that serves as a pivotal information technological asset. MDM basically ensures consistent, accurate, and diverse and authoritative data across an organization's diverse systems, which makes it very beneficial for the company, especially like Grab, which operates multiple services generating vast amounts of data. All right, now, when we consider the master data management, implementing master data management, or MDM, enables organizations to be able to shift from fragmented, inconsistent data environments to a unified, trustworthy, and analytical ready data foundation. So, as you can see from this table, it basically illustrates how MDM can transform key business capabilities from integration to compliance in a typical enterprise. So, MDM creates a single source of truth that improves operational efficiency, decision-making when it's data-driven, and also customer satisfaction, which is very crucial for scalable platforms, especially Grab. So now, we look into the benefits of MDM. So there are three benefits. One is unified data view. So this is where MDM consolidates data from various sources, which provides a single, consistent view of critical business entities. So this includes drivers, customers, and merchants. So by considering these examples, this unification basically reduces data redundancy and inconsistency. Next is enhanced data quality. So by being able to implement data validation rules and governance policy, this is where MDM improves data accuracy, completeness, and also reliability. And finally, regulatory compliance. This is where MDM facilitates adherence to data governance standards and regulations that is maintained by accurate and traceable data records. Now, we look into the comparative analysis of Grab as a company with another company, which is Media Market Saturn, on MDM adoption. So the comparison between Grab and Media Market Saturn highlights the transformational potential of master data management, MDM. While Grab faces data fragmentation across its super app ecosystem, Media Market Saturn was able to successfully implement MDM adoption to be able to unify the product and also the data of the customer. And we now look into the implementation processes. These are the steps when it comes to the implementation of MDM. First is the assessment and planning. So this is where you identify critical data domains, so like customer and location, and assess current data quality and integration challenges. Next is data modeling. This is where you're able to develop a model when it comes to the data that defines the structure, relationship, and rules for master data entities. Next is data integration. This is where you're able to use extract, transform, and load, also known as ETL, processes to consolidate data from various sources into your MDM system. Next is data governance framework. So this is where you establish procedures and policies and standards to be able to manage quality of data, security, and of course the life cycle. Data quality management, which is basically implementing processes and tools for data cleansing, deduplication, and validation. So this is to make sure that quality checking of data is ongoing. And finally, monitoring and maintenance. So this is where you're continuously monitoring data quality metrics and update the MDM system to adapt the changing needs of the company. Now we look in the internal threats. So an internal threat is basically the insider misuse of privileged access. So this is where an insider threat involves, maybe a current employee or a former employee or a business partner or a contractor who has authorized access to an organization's network, system, or data and intentionally misuse that data to cause a sort of harm to the organization. And these are the methods. We look at 3 different methods. One is, of course, data exfiltration, credential abuse, and of course, sabotage. For data exfiltration, this is where insiders may transfer sensitive data to unauthorized external destinations, which is basically using removable media, personal email accounts, and of course cloud storage services. Next is credential abuse. This is where this is focused on the misuse of legitimate credentials to access systems and of course data beyond their authorization level. And finally, sabotage. And sabotage is basically where it's actions that disrupt the operations, that disrupt the business operations. So, which includes deleting very crucial company data and introducing malware. And now this is focused on the mitigation strategies. So this is the insider threats. These are the 3 key pillars. One is implementing role-based access controls. This is to make sure that employees has access only to data that is necessary for their roles and necessary for them to see and for them to edit. For monitor user activity, this is where they utilize user behavior analytics to detect any sort of anomalies or anything that is going on when it comes to the threat. And finally, of course, conducting regular audits. So by being able to conduct audits and periodically reviewing and accessing logs and permissions, you will be able to identify the potential problem and address the potential problem, the potential misuse that happens. On the next slides will be my teammate Ryan.
Hello, I'm Ryan here, and I'd like to continue with this part of the presentation. We'll talk about the external threat, which is one example, which is social engineering attacks. So social engineering involves manipulating individuals into divulging confidential information or performing actions that compromise security. So some of the methods that will be used here are phishing, which is sending deceptive emails that appear legitimate, trick recipients into revealing sensitive information or installing malware. Pretexting, which is like creating a fabricated scenario to persuade someone to release information or perform actions that they wouldn't normally do, such as saying like, oh, this is an emergency here, you need to give me the code straight away. Or baiting, which is enticing victims to something appealing, like free software, to induce them to compromise security. So one example is like saying, oh, we have this and this available, so claim your free offer now, right? So the mitigation strategies of social engineering attacks are, first of all, employee training, which is when you regularly educate staff on recognizing and responding to social engineering tactics. Normally this is sent out with It ties in with the simulated attacks, which is also phishing simulations, which is conducting phishing simulations to assess and improve employee readiness. So this one will be an example. Is like the team will send out mass emails to say that, okay, this is a fake phishing attack, and then they'll see who clicks on it, and after that they'll check and see who has done it, and then they'll give employee training as necessary. One last thing is also having multi-factor authentication, or MFA, and you should implement MFA to add an extra layer of security beyond passwords. So by proactively addressing these internal and external threats through technical controls and employee education, Grab as an organization can enhance their cybersecurity posture and protect sensitive information. In order to mitigate internal and external security threats with strategic long-term preventative measures, Grab should go beyond reactive security tools and focus on building a resilient, security-conscious ecosystem. So one of the strategic measures that we've recommended is Zero Trust architecture. And Zero Trust architecture is a security model that assumes no actor inside or outside the organization is automatically trusted. Instead, there's a continuous verification, least privileged access, and microsegmentation which are enforced throughout the network. It prevents lateral movement of malicious insiders across system and detects anomalies in user behavior using continuous monitoring and analytics. It also restricts access to only what each employee or partner needs, based on a role-based or maybe perhaps time-bound. And you can see in this figure here, this is the Zero Trust adaptation overview. It's done by Microsoft, and it prevents a proven 6-stage roadmap that begins with aligning Zero Trust principles to grab specific business risk and ends with continuous governance, monitoring, and improvement. The strategic measures for social engineering will be enhancing security culture and continuous awareness training, and which is building a security-first culture, and it involves embedding cybersecurity awareness into the company's value, onboarding, operations, and leadership. So basically meaning from day one, it needs to be embedded straight away into the system. It emphasizes ongoing training, gamified phishing simulations, and reward systems for good practices. It also reduces human error, which is a leading cause of phishing and social engineering success, because basically humans we make mistakes all the time. Having this error reduced is going to be significant. It also ensures that staff across regions and languages understand localized threats, and also promotes consistent behavior change over time, not just awareness. Organizational security culture plays a crucial role in mitigating human-centric threats such as phishing and pretexting, and a proactive culture can decrease breach probability by up to 70%. There's also emphasized that continuous training and behavioral nudging are more effective than annual training sessions. So strategic justification and long-term impact. Overall, we can say that MDM ensures data accuracy and availability, supporting Grab's expansion into AI, advanced analytics, and personalized customer experiences. Zero Trust architecture, on the other hand, strengthens data privacy, helping Grab comply with evolving regulations like PDPA, GDPR, or even cross-border data rules. These solutions support Grab's scalable platform model, spanning food, transport, fintech, while maintaining operational integrity. And investing in data and security infrastructure aligns with Grab's long-term vision of becoming Southeast Asia's most trusted digital ecosystem. Proactive measures today will reduce future costs associated with breaches, inefficiencies, and compliance failures. So in conclusion, Master Data Management, or MDM, addresses Grab key challenges of data integration, quality, and scalability. Security threats, both internal and external, require proactive layered responses. Zero Trust architecture and continuous security training create a resilient defense. And overall, these solutions not only resolve current problems, but position Grab to scale securely in the future. And the combined strategy of strong data governance and cybersecurity readiness ensures long-term sustainability. Of course, there are some limitations to this. And first of all, this analysis is based on secondary sources. As internal Grab documentation is not public. There's also some threat scenarios which are hypothetical, and they are modeled after common patterns in similar digital service environments. We couldn't find anything specific to Grab yet, because these are all, like I said, current Grab documentation is not public. MDM and ZTA, which is this implementation is complex. The cost, time, and resistance to change are all acknowledged, but they are not explored in technical detail yet, because we've just gone a very brief overview of this. And of course, the research assumes that Grab is not yet fooling enterprise-level MDM or ZTA. There's a potential that they could be already using them now, but we decided not to look at it in this part yet. And that is all. Thank you, everyone. And if there are any questions, you can please ask them now. Thank you.